Hi, my name is Louise.
And hi, I'm Emma.
And you're listening to Murder or Myth,
the true crime podcast where not everything is true.
The aim of the game is to find out whether the story is actually a murder or if it's just a myth.
Now, let's get started. Hi, Louise.
Hi, Emma.
Are you ready for another amazing story this week?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I may as well get into it. So here's my story for this week. Episode 38, by the way.
Fact.
So my story takes us back to the 8th of July 2003.
Okay.
Authorities in California entered a house to find 5 members of a family murdered. The scene appeared to be a break-in, however the authorities quickly deduced it was staged. The Harper family were seen last 2 days prior to this at their church. They consisted of Ernestine, her daughter Joni, her daughter Lindsay, and sons Marque and Marshall.
So there's 5 in total, 5 dead.
Yeah. The police department set up an investigation and quickly found Vincent Brothers as a person of interest. He was married to Joni and was father to the 3 children and worked as a vice principal in a local school.
So he's married to the mother?
Yes, there was a grandmother, a daughter, and then 3 kids from the
daughter. Okay, sorry. I didn't realise one of them was a grandmother.
Yeah, sorry. Ernestine, her daughter Joni, and then her children.
Okay, and he was married to them?
He was married to Joni, yeah.
And living with them?
Yeah.
Okay.
This took place at the grandmother's house.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll get into that. So, Vincent was in North Carolina at his mother's house when the bodies were found. He gave the police an alibi that 2 days prior he was visiting his brother in Ohio and could not have committed the murders.
Okay. So when you said Vincent Brothers wasn't his surname, it's Vincent and his brothers?
No, Vincent Brothers. Brothers is his surname.
But he just happened to use his brother as his alibi?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. So, Vincent had yeah. I know where I am now. Okay. So, yeah, he was at his mother and he gave the police an alibi that 2 days prior he was visiting his brother in Ohio and could not have committed the murders. Vincent had flown to Ohio on the 2nd of July and rented a car there for his stay. His alibi was plausible, yet police kept looking for evidence to tie him to the crime after a witness at the mother-in-law's house put him at the scene of the murders on that day. They found his DNA in a glove that was found in Ernestine's purse at the scene. But this was circumstantial because that's his mother-in-law's house and he'd regularly done work there, like around the house.
Okay.
In the meantime, Vincent returned to California on the 11th and attended the funerals on the 16th, but he didn't attend any of the memorial services prior to that date. So the police department were looking for any concrete evidence because they didn't have any, and he was their only suspect. They began to look further into a rental vehicle that he had in Ohio. Brothers had stated he used the vehicle only in Ohio, yet there was 5,400 miles unaccounted for. So this would have allowed him to get to California from Ohio and back again, no bother. Police sought specialist help from a professor of entomology.
What's entomology?
It's the study of like bugs and how they interact with humans.
And how did they know what the miles were unaccounted for? Did he give them a track record of his mileage? Well,
he was in Ohio for like a small period of time.
So there's only like so much they reckoned he could have done?
Well, yeah, unless you were, I don't know, this amount of mileage is enough to cross the country and back. Okay. So I don't know what you'd be doing. Would you just be driving non-stop around Ohio? But they were just like, that's suspicious.
Okay.
And his alibi was like stayed around, visited family there. Why is there this much mileage type thing?
Yeah.
But still not enough to fully kind of catch him on anything. So the professor of entomology was a woman named Lynn Kimsey. So she studied bugs and had extensive knowledge of their patterns and species all over America. She and her team studied the bugs that were on the rental car's front end, and after much effort, the bugs that were found were known to be those residing mainly on the west side of America. One particular species was the paper wasp that only resides west of the 100th line of longitude. So that line of longitude splits America down the centre. A large amount of unnatural bugs in the car, like unnatural to the location, along with the fact that the bugs showed that the car was driven at night, like the type that they were, matched perfectly into the police's version of events, that he had drove cross country on between the dates that the murder occurred from his brother's house in Ohio, murdered the family in California, and went back to Ohio. So he was arrested. That happened in July of 2003, and in April of 2004 he was finally arrested for the crime, and a trial began in 2007. The jury heard expert witnesses' corroboration of the prosecution's chain of events, and after hearing all the evidence, Vincent was charged with 5 accounts of first-degree murder and was sentenced to death. So he was placed on death row in San Quentin and is still there to this day.
He's still on death row?
Yeah. And that's the end of the story.
Interesting that that's what got him, because in my head that would still be slightly circumstantial. I guess it's like his story is no longer correct, but like he still could have just driven to somewhere else at nighttime. Like, is it still not, like, what's tying that to the murders other than that the fact that he lied about it, you know?
Yeah. Like
what if he had driven the night before?
Well, maybe the witness that put him at the scene, like the neighbour had seen him around the house.
Oh, the neighbour had seen him around the house.
Yeah, I said that earlier.
Sorry, I think I said you missed that.
That's okay. No, like a witness said, like, a man putting that description was there at the house yesterday.
Okay.
But like, if it was a neighbour of the family, I'm sure they would have
recognised,
known him.
Yeah.
Like, you know. But then again, I don't know. Witnesses, can you go off one witness account? I think everything together
added up. This I'm highly unsure about.
Okay. That's good.
If it's a myth, it's quite well written. I think I'm gonna say it's a murder. Do I have any valid reasoning? I'm not sure what you come up with the. I'm not sure what you come up with the, entomology, was it? Entomology tying it. But if you did, that was really intelligent.
Yeah.
I like the way you're smiling. You're really proud of yourself. So I feel like you did come up with it, but I'm not sure. I'm gonna say final answer murder.
You're gonna say final answer murder? Yeah, no, it was a murder.
Okay.
I wish you said myth though.
Yeah, fair. That's like an incredible tie to, like, even for the police to think of it.
Yeah, they were just like, really need this to be like tied back to him.
Yeah. But yeah, it's quite an interesting way to, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for?
Like convict someone,
like, no, like go against his, like, I feel like once your alibi is broken, it kind of starts to unravel from there. Yeah,
I guess. That's
very sad story though.
Very sad story. Yeah.
No, like, speak of his motive. And interesting, what causes someone to be on death row for so long?
Like, I feel like a lot of the people that go on death row don't get
sentenced to death. Is it still legal in parts of America?
Yes, it's legal and illegal in different places, but
in different states.
Yeah, but also it's like, if you are sentenced to that, you can appeal it, and then that takes years, and then you can literally appeal again and again, and then I don't know, is it only maybe you can do like 2 or 3 a year? You know, there's lots of legal things that lots of inmates are just like on death row for the rest of their life. But yeah, San Quentin seems like the death row place.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's it.
I guess we'll wrap the story up there. Thanks for listening. Make sure to like and subscribe.
On this week's episode, Louise correctly guessed my story was in fact a murder.
Find us on all streaming platforms.
And join us next week for another thrilling adventure.
Remember, it's myth until proven murder. Slay.